Why kids don't go outside anymore. The answer is simple, really. I feel like they just feel the need not to, you know? They talk on like Discord and playing Roblox and I don't know, watching Skibbity toilet videos and stuff. The internet. Wait, for y'all, chat real quick. Like, what's the percentage of kids in your neighborhood that actually go outside? What would you say? I would say, like, bro, my neighbors next door, they actually, like, they're literally raising their kids to not be iPad kids. They're letting them out, like, every day. They have to go out. 3%, 10%, 14, 64, 0%. 90%, 0. It's sad. Nah, but the thing is, bro, like, I mean, for us growing up, we was still going outside and shit. Going outside like every day, bro. I was meeting up with the kids in my neighborhood, other neighborhood and stuff. But I literally just think it's that. But at the same time, I can't say it's an excuse because, like, even when we were growing up, there was technology and, like, we still went outside. So I don't know. Let's see this video, though. Why kids don't go outside anymore.
Children and teenagers these days aren't going outside as much as before. 50 years ago, nearly half of all kids in the—
I would say teenagers, it depends. Like, most teenagers, bro, if you're in, like, high school, you probably hang out with your friends at, like, the mall or after-school activities or something, right? But for kids, it's different, though.
America walk or bike to school. Today, it's less than 13%. This is largely due to the lack of independence children have.
Back in the
Parents are
days.
more worried than ever about letting their kids go out on their own, because look at all these kidnappers outside. Look at them. However, stranger kidnappings are astonishingly rare, and these cases are always sensationalized in the media. The real threat—
Nah, I feel like that's cap. Because when I was younger, I swear to you, on everything, me and my friends thought we almost got, like, kidnapped or something. We almost thought it. I gotta explain what happened. So it was in the neighborhood, right? And there was just like a van sitting there, bro. We don't know why it was sitting there. It was sitting there for so long. We were about to go up to it, and then like somebody in the neighborhood was telling us to stop, and then the van just like drove away. On everything, bro. I don't know what the van was doing there. It was like in an odd placement. I don't know. I mean, maybe it could have been like a delivery truck or something, but it was very odd.
To the safety of children are cars.
Bro nearly became an
Vehicle collisions are the #1 cause of death among children and teenagers, killing thousands.
Nah, when y'all were younger, how many times did you almost get ran over by a car? In my neighborhood, we would literally set up like basketball courts in the street, and we'd just be playing that shit. It had to be at least for me like 5 or 10 times. Twice, once, not a lot really. 2 days ago, bro. Damn, you're struggling. Man, if you was outside, bro, if you was really on like a street or near the streets playing some type of whatever, you just playing some type of sports there, there was like a 90% more chance you were gonna get run over as a kid. And then we'd be like, somebody would be like, car, and you have to like move for the car. And if you didn't, GG's.
And injuring tens of thousands every year.
Once.
When you look at how our cities are designed, none of this is surprising. Modern suburbs, and especially American suburbs, are car dependent. Neighborhoods are endless mazes of single-family homes with streets laid out in winding cul-de-sacs. Businesses sit behind giant parking lots with wide multi-lane roads full of high-speed car traffic. This forces you to cross these big intersections designed for the flow of vehicles rather than the safety of people. This creates a vicious cycle where the dangerous streets make parents drive their kids more, but by doing so, they're adding more cars to the problem. Recently, the channel Oh the Urbanity made a video about Miami, and they caught this footage of a school bus having to stop in an angle and block traffic just so kids can safely get off. Because drivers literally would not stop.
Oh, that is actually wild. Bro, tell me why y'all, you know I was they gave me a fucking ticket for passing like a school bus or something. They don't play with that shit. Okay, but let me stop. Y'all are gonna say, oh, you're a bad driver. No, the school bus was stopped like all the way in the other side, bro, on a different road, and they still charged me. They gave me a fucking ticket. I didn't run over kids, okay? I wasn't trying to run over kids. All right, I just want to mention that. But they literally gave me a ticket because the school bus was stopped on the other side of the road, and I didn't stop for it.
So when everything's too far away and crossing the street is too dangerous, children have zero independent mobility until they turn 16 and get a driver's license. Most of the world sets their legal driving age to 18, and for good reason. Teenage drivers are 4 times more likely to crash than adults, mainly due to immaturity and inexperience. But in most of North America, teenagers as young as 16 can drive unsupervised, and in some places, it's as young as 14. If we had viable alternatives to driving, our legal driving age wouldn't have to be so low, and teenagers wouldn't have to risk their lives just so they can have some independence. Until then, children have to rely on mommy and daddy to chauffeur them everywhere. This is where the soccer mom stereotype comes from, someone who spends all their time driving their kids to and from different activities. In car-dependent suburbia, dropping off or picking up kids from school becomes this massive ordeal, with cars backing up for miles of
No, this is so annoying, bro. Like, whenever I see there's like an elementary school near me. It's the one I went to when I was younger. Dude, have y'all ever seen that? Like, whether you got a younger sibling, whatever, even if you're in school, bro, the lines for schools is so ridiculous for cars. That shit is so ridiculous. Like, it's actually unneeded. It is very much unneeded. Like, they literally get to the school, like, some of the parents will get to the school 2 hours early just so they can get out, like, first, so they're not there for the longest. Me dropping out my brother, I'm so glad I don't gotta deal with that. But I know some of my friends deal with that shit, and I'm just like, they got a younger sibling or whatever. I'm like, I can't do that.
traffic. These schools may be far away and are sometimes in rural locations, but this is primarily due to sprawling car-centric design. Due to the low density of the suburbs, schools have to consolidate into fewer but larger facilities that are farther away, rather than having more smaller schools that are closer. Regardless, schools being in rural places does not justify the lack of infrastructure. This beautiful video by Bicycle Dutch shows how majority of all children in the Netherlands bike themselves to school. Even if
That's cool, but like, what if it's like, you gotta account weather too. They're gonna f***ing bike in snow and rain. That's the reason why we do it, with cars. But at the same time, I mean, I biked to school a couple times actually when I was younger. I biked to but it was my elementary school. My middle school was way too far. I did it once, bro. It was like 2 miles, never again. Builds character. It's cool and fun. If you have friends, it's fun. If you're alone though, it's kind of mid.
if it's miles away in a rural area. They can do this because they've built safe cycling infrastructure throughout all their cities and the entire country.
That's literally like roads. Wow. Damn, the Dutch got it right. They got that's actual road. They got speed bumps for the bikes.
We might not build bike lanes across the whole country like the Dutch, but even if a fraction of these kids were able to walk or bike to school, it would make a huge difference for both parents and the development of children. A 2002 psychology study asked elementary school students to draw a map of their path to school, and the results were just sad. The child who walked to school on their own produced this accurate detailed drawing with various landmarks along the way.
Okay.
The child who walked with an adult got the orientation wrong, but still roughly identified the right directions.
Okay.
But this is the drawing from the child who was driven to school. Studies in Switzerland from
I mean, does it matter though? It's not like they're about to remember it. I don't think it. Does that matter for something?
90s found that children who freely played in their neighborhood on their own spent twice as much time outside, were way more active, had more than twice as many friends, and had better motor and social skills compared to kids who played in a park under parental supervision. Without independent mobility, children don't get as much exercise, contributing to the major child obesity crisis in the US. It also prevents them from, going out and socializing.
Honestly, don't think that's the problem. I think it's more of the problem is like, honestly, bro, the way your parents feed you kind of dictates how big you are in your lifestyle and stuff. Because if your parents just feeding you pure junk food ever since you were a baby, you're probably going to be fat. You're probably going to be fat, to be honest. And if you don't work out and you're not active and shit, then you're probably going to be fat. Combination of both? Yeah, it could be a combination of both and stuff. It's just like, as long as you're active as a kid, you're good. Tommy was fat, yeah. But the thing is, my mom was always cooking healthy shit, and I just never ate it. I never ate it, bro. She got like a half of good stuff and then bad stuff we were supposed to have. And bro, I was always eating the bad shit and never working out.
Studies show that children with less independence are lonelier as they have a weaker sense of community, lower sense of safety, and have fewer activities with friends. The emptiness of car-dependent suburbia also makes it feel more dangerous. In Jane Jacobs' book, The Death and Life of Great American
Man, that was
Cities,
a loud slam.
she explains the concept known as eyes on the street. It basically means that vibrant and lively streets feel safer as there are more people around, and thus...
Whoa, I heard Japan is like top 3 worst area for like SAers, Like SAers and dudes be groping and stuff like that. I don't know if this is true for Japan. Not all Japanese people, obviously, and stuff, but yeah, they literally have, like, on the iPhone, it makes a camera sound because dudes be trying to take creep pics. They have women-only carts on trains, yeah, so I don't know if Japan was a good example of this. I mean, other than that, though, Japan is, like, basically a utopia, but other than that, yeah, no, it's
more eyes to
only
deter
get
bad
fines.
behavior. This is why dark alleyways or streets at nighttime feel dangerous. But without people regularly walking by or casual onlookers watching the street, suburbia feels lonely and creepy. If a child were to be kidnapped outside, no one would notice. Over the past few decades, this sense of danger has changed our cultural attitudes towards children being out on their own, to the point where it can literally land you in jail. Like Nicole Gainey, who was arrested and charged with child neglect for letting her son walk to the park.
What? Bro, what is this generation? 2014? When I was younger, me and my friends was doing that like every day. Huh? I'm so lost. Of course, it's Florida. I mean, maybe if it was like 3 or 4 miles or something. If the park, like, cause near where I live, there's like a park nearby, like literally very close to me. So we would always go there and stuff. And there's one a little bit farther. But I'm like, how far could this be?
Park alone. Or Deborah Harrell, who spent 17 days in prison and temporarily lost custody of her child, all for letting her daughter play in the park alone while she was working at a nearby McDonald's. An even more ridiculous case was
that is kind of crazy though. Leaving your daughter there at the park alone while you're at work. That I will say is not it. That I will say is not it, because you know you gotta have like a supervisor there or something like that. A supervisor there. Maybe if the kid was 13, then yeah, I'd be whatever.
Who got reported to child services for letting her 2 kids play in her own backyard while she watched them inside.
That's crazy.
Some schools in the US even have rules not allowing anyone to walk at all. So even if you are with your child, you might end up like Jim Howie from Tennessee, who got arrested for picking his kids up from school on foot instead of driving a...
How does this make any sense? How does this make any sense? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Apparently, kids can be released to parents in cars or could take a bus home, but they're not allowed to walk home with their parents. What's the difference? I'm so lost. What's the difference? Kids always do, bro, at the school near me, they always do that. Parents always walk their kids home and stuff. I'm so lost. I think the school was just on sped timing. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I swear this is a normal practice.
Car. Even if a child could walk or bike around on their own, car-dependent suburbia is bland. There's almost nothing to do and nowhere to go apart from a park or the shopping mall. Additionally, our public spaces are actively designed specifically to keep kids away. An example of this are those metal studs that are placed on benches or railings to prevent skateboarding. Many malls, amusement parks, and even Chick-fil-A are flat out banning...
Did you just say Chick-fil-A or Chick-fil-A? I'm gonna let you keep going.
...teenagers from entering without parental supervision. When the streets are too dangerous...
Wait, Chick-fil-A? Teen bans on the rise. Malls, theme parks, and even a Chick-fil-A are requiring chaperones to stop. They're doing too much. So they're losing business then at that point. Bro, when I was in high school with my job, after I got my paycheck, bro, I was getting food and stuff. So you're losing your fucking paycheck. I mean, hey, good riddance to them. They're about to lose money. That's like the dumbest business decision they could ever do.
Without banning teenagers from entering without parental
Subway
supervision.
Needs to do this?
When the streets are too dangerous and there aren't any places to hang out in, is it a surprise that kids these days want to stay at home all day, playing video games and watching Skibbity Toilet? Social media apps like TikTok basically serve as online public spaces where people can share their voices in an open environment. However, this is just as problematic as Elon Musk saying that Twitter will be the digital town square. With the recent motions to ban TikTok in the US, there's a critical lack of true public spaces that are accessible to young people. Car dependency in North America is not an inevitable thing. Suburbia doesn't have to be built this way. It's possible to make our streets safe.
I mean, I think it's kind of too late. American infrastructure is here to stay in the country. It would take like at least 300 years for them to like tear everything down and like just completely revamp everything. I think it's literally impossible.
Safer and encourage more outdoor activity by changing our infrastructure. This means narrowing streets, installing protected bike lanes, and adding traffic calming measures to slow down cars and prevent collisions. We also need to change our zoning laws to allow higher density houses and small businesses to be built in the suburbs so that people can live closer to amenities. These changes don't
only... Yeah, instead of ordering your Amazon thing, you have like everybody's gonna have like a little Amazon shop in their neighborhood.
Benefit children. When a city is safe and comfortable enough for kids, then it's safe and comfortable for everyone. If you wouldn't let your child ride in this bike lane by themselves, then no one will. Because
I don't understand people who even ride in bike lanes when it's like when there's cars on the road and stuff, cause your ass is about, there's like a 99% chance you're about to get run over. Like every time I see a bike lane, bro, I always like drive. Okay, hold up. I don't drive over when people are there. But like if people are not there, I'm driving over that shit cause I don't care.
It's not designed properly. Period. This is
why
exactly.
It's not
few
designed
remaining
perfectly. It's on the road.
Neighborhoods that do exist in North America, You will see lots of children walking to and from school all by themselves. This is also very common in East Asian cities, which they've achieved by having good public transit and dense urban development that creates eyes on the street. Not to mention the amount of pedestrian space you find, which provide attractive public spaces for teenagers to hang out. All of these things are completely possible to build in North America,
We're fucking dead.
but we just don't. Laws like zoning codes or parking requirements make it illegal to build anything other than car-dependent suburbs. We also continue to throw
I mean, it all depends where you live and stuff. Like, you in the city, bro. You good. You don't gotta worry about it.
money at expensive road infrastructure, leaving almost nothing for pedestrian or transit projects. Car culture is so prevalent that many people simply believe that anything other than cars are inherently worse. Cause yeah, when you spend ludicrous amounts of money subsidizing highways in suburbs, of course driving is going to be the only option. So even when bike lanes or public transit projects are proposed, you get tons of excuses from NIMBYs about all the traffic it will cause or where am I gonna park my car? These people really like to blame the problems that cars create on other modes of transportation. Is your city running out of money and on the verge of bankruptcy? Clearly it's because of all those bike lanes. Don't look at all those billions of dollars that we're about to spend on the high.
God damn. What even is going on here? What even is going on here? Hey, you know what? I've never been prouder. I've never been prouder. GTA 5. No, this is legit. This is legit the GTA 5 highway right here. You got this going here, this going here, this going down there. God damn.
Anyway, that's not it. Most of these are policy issues. Policies made by groups of old
Never seen
people
a highway
sitting
this
in a
big.
government building, which are then followed by some other old people who call themselves planners and engineers. So to actually make changes and improve our cities, we need more civic engagement. Currently, most people who vote and attend city council meetings are at least 50 years old. The direction our cities are going in is being determined by a bunch of boomers.
Damn.
Cycling is an important mode of transportation. You know, it helps us reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It improves our health.
That's all the old people? Damn, they mad.
But I think Gen Z and even sometimes millennials are underrepresented in this issue. I truly believe that younger people want more walkable cities, and we have the power to make it a reality. This is partly why
We have the power to make it happen? No, we don't. No, we don't, bro. Who's doing this? The younger people? People under 30 or even under 40? Bro, this has been going on since like 100 some years, bro. Maybe more. I think we just gotta accept defeat. It's over, bro. None of these changes is gonna happen, man.
I started making these videos in
We
the
technically
first
do,
place.
but we don't
Our
run for
cities have a
office.
huge impact on younger people, and we deserve to have a say on how they're built, even if you're not a professional planner or don't know what exclusionary zoning means. It's time to stop making excuses for our bad urban design and ask ourselves, do we want our cities to prioritize moving as much cars as possible, or do we want to actually prioritize people?
Oh, that was a good video. Well, it would be an amazing, great, thing to happen, but let's be real. This is never happening. Okay. Specifically in the United States. Okay. This is never going to happen. They think we politicians ain't nothing gonna happen, bro. It's GG's. I mean, you could always live in a walkable city, I guess. Like, there's walkable cities around, like, or even a state, like a walkable state like New York or something. Well, not everywhere, but yeah, I guess, kids are just gonna sit down in the future. They're never gonna go outside. They're gonna sit in their iPads all day, and that's the future. So yeah, if you're watching this on the tube, join the Discord.